Hey people, Dom Tremanson here to bring you a short mobility workout. Let's get it. Okay, to start, we're gonna start in this half dragon. If you need something for your knee, make it a little bit softer, feel free to put a pillow or something soft below the knee. 1 foot on the ground and your back knee on the ground. We're gonna have a nice 90-degree angle with the front knee. Now we're gonna get our hands in between that outside left leg. And if you can't get both hands on the ground, feel free to support with one hand on your knee, like so. If you can, feel free to put both hands on the ground, nice stable, rigid core, and we're gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. Here we go. With this front leg, really try and push that heel into the ground, like you're trying to push the ground away from you. Try and keep those lower abs contracted and find a rhythm with your breathing. There you go. Great work. Now we're gonna come up, we're gonna bring our hands to opposite sides, and we're gonna come back into this half split. Your toes gonna reach up to the sky. And again, if you can't reach all the way to the ground, you can just keep your hands on your hip and really dive deeper into that hamstring and left glute. If you can, feel comfortable to have these here for support. And again, find rhythm with your breathing. We're going for 30 seconds. Should be able to get slightly deeper with every couple of breaths here. Good, let's switch here. Rock the hips side to side, and we're gonna come up to the right side now for that half dragon. Again, 90-degree angle with the front leg and the knee. Your hands inside if you need a little bit less, just on your hip here. Right, but both hands on the ground, and again for 30 seconds. Nice rigid core, strong with the arms, pressing that foot into the ground. Press the ground away from you. And one more deep breath. And now slowly bring that right hand across your body, both hands on either side of the hip, back for that half split. Remember, if your hands can't reach the ground, feel free to put them on your hip and dive deeper into that glute for that hamstring stretch. If they can, find that nice balance between both hands and lean back, again for 30 seconds. Really point that toe to the sky. See if you can lean back that much farther. Good. Now we're gonna come up to kneeling again. Bring this knee to come meet the other. And just rock your hips side to side. Reset those hips. Then your feet are gonna go shoulder width apart. We're gonna come off the ground with our knees and up into a downward dog. Wanna reach that back up into the sky as we bring our heels closer to the ground, and that belly button also farther away, pushing away from the ground with our hands. And we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. We can alternate bending each knee, get deeper into that calf, or we can just hold it. Work with your range of motion. Breathe and reach to the sky. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna walk our feet to meet our hands, come up to standing. Great work, shake it out. And our feet now are gonna go to opposite sides of the room, nice and split, a wide base with our feet. And we're gonna come down into this sumo squat. Hands together, elbows in between your knees, and we're gonna press out with our elbows, push in with our knees. We're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. Now, if we can't manage this depth, that's okay. We can just come up into a partial here, and we're gonna hold this for 30. A little bit more of a quad burner this way. Here we go. Good. Let's not forget to keep that core engaged. Oftentimes when we get into it, we start to slouch. So really keep that rigid back and that lower core contracted. And don't forget to breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Come to standing, shake it out, and we're gonna go back into a downward dog. So feet come back to mat, shoulder width apart, nice and spread with your fingertips. And we're gonna reach our butt to the sky, our heels to the ground. Push your hands away from the floor. Really find that length in your upper back and that belly button, pulling it farther and farther away from the ground. Again for 30 seconds. Really want to try and get those ears in line with your shoulders. And you want to sink your heels, allow them to fall closer and closer to the ground. You want a little bit of help with that. You can slightly bend the knee to get deeper into the opposite calf. Great work. Bring both knees to the ground. Now, you're gonna take your right leg, bring it out in front of you, and we're just gonna rest our hands on our hip for this kneeling lunge. Really find that stretch in that back hip. Right, we can dive deeper by bringing this knee over top of our toes, but this whole time we wanna keep our shoulders up and our core contracted. Rigidity is key. And again, we're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Good, really flex that back glute. Really help you get deeper into this hip. I want to try and keep your hips as level as possible. We're almost there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands in between your leg here. Your knee back to a neutral position. Again, quickly shift the hips side to side to reset. And then we're gonna do the same with the left leg. Bring that left knee up. That right knee stays on the ground. Our hips are level, and we're flexing this back glute to get into this front hip. Find a rhythm with your breathing. Almost there. Again, trying to get strong with this front leg. Imagine yourself pushing away from the ground with that front heel. And we're almost there. In 3, 2, 1, bring your hands back inside. We're gonna bring this knee back to the other knee. We're gonna shift the hips side to side. Next, our feet are gonna go shoulder width, and we're gonna come up for our last downward dog. Our ears between our arms, our heels melting into the ground, and our hands pushing away from the floor, elongating the back and spine. our glutes raising to the sky. Breathe it out. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees to the ground. Great work. Next, you're just gonna fall to the ground, nice and controlled. Cross your arms, put your head down, and enjoy. This is your final rest pose. Just hold this for about 30 seconds. As we lie here, we want to find a rhythm with our breathing. I hope you feel relaxed, mobile, stable, and strong. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Now you can stay here for as long as you like, or you could come to seated and join me for a closing of this practice. Thanks for joining me for this stretch and activation, and I hope to see you next time.